A lone soldier, or a chayal boded, is defined as a serviceman or woman without parents in Israel. Our next speaker, Chaim Klimovitsky, is one of those brave soldiers and chose to volunteer in the IDF because he felt it was his responsibility to do so. He says, "The people of Israel are my people and my family." He served in Hebron and spent most of his time on the Israel-Gaza-Egypt border. He completed his service with the rank of a squad commander or sergeant. Currently studying pre-med at Yeshiva University, he plans to return to the Army as a doctor.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Chaim Klimovitsky. I am from Brooklyn, the west end of this island. Grew up in a little shtetl called Crown Heights. My parents are refuseniks from Russia, and I grew up here right off the boat. My first language is Russian. Didn't really think a lot about Israel. Didn't really plan about Israel. My family wasn't like particularly Zionistic or anything, but. Let's say, as a kid, I turned out to be a very troublemaker. I was severely dyslexic, severe ADHD, didn't fit into the school scene at all, hated it. And especially like summertime camp, I could never understand the idea of going to camp where people tell you how to have fun. Never liked that idea. So at the age of 14, what did I do? I somehow got in touch with a Chabad shliach in Hebron, and he told me, listen, I'll take you on. I was there. Half the day I would build a shul, and half the day I would walk around with soldiers, put on tefillin, do the whole Chabad thing, talk to them about Yiddishkeit and everything. It was a lot of fun. For a 14-year-old from Brooklyn who's never really seen the world, to go out to Hebron, it's a very unique place. It's a place of like 86 Jewish families surrounded by hundreds of thousands of Arab-speaking yeah, so it was very interesting. And I have to learn from the professor. You got to come to my school teacher class. So I was walking around, and the first question, that most non-religious people say when you come up to them, you're like, hey, you put on phone today, their first thing right away when they see a religious man is, hey, did you serve in the army? You come in there telling me you put on phone, did you serve in the army? Listen, you got to do the thing too. You want me to pull the weight, you got to also pull the weight. So I told him, I'm only 14, guys, no pressure. All right, so whatever, it was a lot of fun. It was very interesting. I got to meet people, and slowly this idea started coming into my mind. I started thinking, what's the difference between me and these guys? Well, I'm 4 years younger, but otherwise, what's the difference? I grew up in America. My parents were refuseniks. They came here by mistake. They were Lubavitch. They came to the Rebbe, which was here, so that's why they ended up here. A lot of their friends ended up in Israel, and their kids were going to serve in the army. And this was something I started thinking about, that I am just like them. That we're in Hebron. Why are we protecting Hebron? Because this is where Avram bought the land, and this is where he buried his wife, and where he's buried, and everyone is buried up there, so that's our land. There's no question about it. And everywhere else, I started thinking about it. And then another situation happened that summer. That summer, Lebanon II, the Second Lebanon War started. So that was a very unique thing for a guy who never saw a war, never grew up in Israel, never lived through an intifada, and all of a sudden, all these families from the north started coming down to the south, and all the families in the south opened up their rooms, their bedrooms for people who were being rocketed, and it was very cool. It was very unique. And all the guys I knew, all the guys I was talking to for a month and a half, all went to the front lines. And a lot of them didn't come back, and a lot of them came back injured. And this whole thing was such a big eye-opener to me. I mean, I come from Brooklyn. The only thing I thought about till then, at the age of 14, was how to tell my parents the right way of no, with kibbud avim, but tell them, hey guys, I'm the smartest person in the world, and how to have fun. And all of a sudden I realized there's a whole other reality happening there. And ever since then I knew that just as these kids had to defend our country, I also have to. Then when I turned 18, it was already after my first year in YU, I took a break and I went to Machal. If you guys know, there's this thing called Machal, which is volunteers from America. It started in 1948. There's been volunteers coming from all over the world into the Israeli army because they knew that this was the right thing to do, so that's what I did. I happened to the first place in my life where I actually was good at something. and I actually really liked it. Got sent to commander's courses, became commander. It was a lot of fun. I got a unit of 16 guys. I trained through advanced training, and then we went out to the border of Gaza, Egypt, and Israel. And that was a very neat situation. I'm a 19-year-old kid. I have 16 kids that I have to take care of, and we're on the border. And from a guy from Brooklyn, that was pretty cool. Then so I realized, that's when I realized how much the Army goes above and beyond, because you read all these news and you read all the facts about what's happening. Until you really feel it, you don't really know what it's talking about. And as you guys know, if you guys saw what's happening in Sudan, you guys know in Sudan for the last over a decade, or who knows how long, there's been wars. And there's hunger, killing, rape, torture, Sudan, Eritrea. Some of those guys would go, somehow get to Egypt and then walk across the border. Okay, what we would do, our job was to defend the border between Egypt and Israel. And Egypt's policy, I guess they're really lazy. I mean, all they did was just shoot on sight, just the people crossing the border. I mean, this is the middle of the night. Maybe they thought they were terrorists or I don't know what, but they would always shoot at them. And we would run forward. We would run towards the border with our cars, get out of the cars and get them behind the cars, get them to safety. We would give them first aid, sometimes call in helicopters to take them to hospitals. These guys were officially illegal immigrants into Israel. We really didn't have to do anything. They weren't our people, they weren't anything. But we went there because we knew it was the right thing to do. Without a question in our minds, we ran forward, and it was dangerous. We did run in front of bullets many times to save these guys. And they were taken to hospitals and treated. And that's when I really experienced how the Army goes above and beyond to do the right things. And I mean, I could stand here for hours and tell you how in Gaza, the Army went to extreme measures, extreme measures. The professor said a little bit that they went to extreme measures just not to hurt civilians, not to do that. But as you guys know, the world really doesn't care so much about us. It's been like that throughout history. It's been like that for over 2,000 years, 3,000 years. Ever since we left Egypt, we've been persecuted nonstop until there were a few times in history when we got together and we took a stand. And right now, in 1948, we got together and we took a stand. And we said never again. And we created a Jewish state. We created an Israeli army, which will defend Jews everywhere and do the right thing no matter what. So what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is when you guys go out to campuses, and not just you just see parents here, see grandparents, see grandchildren, is to stand together as a team with the Jewish nation. Not just, the fight out there, especially now, is not with guns. It's really not that much. We could have went into Gaza, take over a whole strip in 2 days. Easy. But that's not the battle now. A lot of the battle is with words. When you guys are out there, like there's AIPAC, the professor was saying about a lot of stuff, you guys, I feel an obligation for it never to be again. It's not just IDF, and it's not just Israel. Okay, any person who speaks against Israel is speaking against Jews anywhere. Okay, Israel is just the man taking the punch. Okay? They're the ones out there taking the punches, but really, anyone who says anything against them is really saying something against you. And what I'm saying is, never again, for us, for the sake of our kids, for the sake of our brothers and sisters, it's not taking a gun and fighting out there. That's easy. That's very easy. You follow orders. Now, those orders are given by words. There has to be an ability. Israel has to have the freedom to fight for itself. Because emphasis, without America's help, we won't have the weapons to fight back. Without other people's help, we won't be able to. We will for a little bit, but we need them to stand together. And everyone here can do it a little bit. You can join AIPAC, you can do other stuff, anything. All I'm saying is fight and don't give up. Because, for instance, you guys are reading an article, and someone's commenting against this, or comment back. You guys are standing at work, okay, at the coffee table. Someone says something against Israel. Don't stand quietly. Like the professor said, educate yourself. You definitely have to educate yourself, because if you don't know what's happening around you, World War II happened, right? We Jews didn't get together to fight back. Most of us didn't, and most of us went down. Okay, a lot of us went down. And everyone says, why didn't we get back? Why didn't we get together? The reason why we didn't get together is we didn't know. We didn't believe such a thing can happen. Nowadays, we have cell phones with pictures and videos. We can take videos wherever we go. Everyone can watch YouTube. The Army puts up hundreds of videos of what's happening. You can see terrorists taking kids and using them as shields, using ambulances to run away. You can see what's happening. So if at work someone says something crazy, go onto YouTube and show them what's happening. This is where the fight is. In college, you see something happening, especially in college, you're bombarded all the time. Okay, you're a kid growing. You're lost and you're asking questions. You're trying to get educated, right? And educated is where you sit and you just take in information. You're taking in information and you don't know what's true or not. So you need to know the facts, and especially all those other kids. You guys have a unique chance. You guys are going to be learning together with America's next educated generation, okay? And you have a chance to change them from the lies that are being put into their minds. You have a chance to tell them what the truth is, to get out there, debate. Like the professor said, he goes out on debates. You guys can go out on debates, know the information. Go out and debate these groups publicly in front of the whole university. Don't be afraid, okay? Listen, I'm also afraid right now. I'm afraid standing public speaking is the biggest fear, all right? But I'm here because I know this is the right thing to do. And each one of us has something to do. You guys, don't be quiet. The main thing is fight and don't give up, because that's the only thing we have in order to survive, okay? I'd like to thank you very much. And also, just the fact that I see right here a full room of people who are willing to come here on their time. This is summer. You guys are about to send your kids away to college. You guys are about to go back to work. Some of you, I don't know who maybe if you're off for the summer. And instead of having fun Monday night, barbecuing with your family or doing something else, watching a movie, you guys are here. That already shows that you guys are ready to fight. Keep it going. Don't give up. You need to. Thank you very much.
We have one last video, ending on a very positive note. And you may have seen this video already. It's a video of the recent protest in New York City's Diamond District. And we're showing it to represent what, as supporters of Israel, we can all do when we work together.